Hello friend, you're welcome here tonight. I was just thinking about home. I could use some company, alright. Sometimes it's hard to be alone. You may say I live a memory, but I may seek and never find. Well, maybe that is how it's meant to be, but I've got something on my mind. I'm living here in New York City now. I get lonesome now and then. Maybe someday life will carry me to Tipperary once again. The dream gets stronger with each passing day, love of what I've left behind. These city lights don't dim the memory of Tipperary on my mind. Manhattan's tall but not like Baltimore. Big city strangers pass me by. There's no place on earth like home sweet home. Not out of sight's not out of mind. I'm living here in New York City now. I get lonesome now and then. Maybe someday life will carry me to Tipperary once again. The dream gets stronger with each passing day, love of what I've left behind. These city lights don't dim the memory of Tipperary on my mind. These city lights don't dim the memory of Tipperary on my mind.
Upon a time, some bright lights called to me, and I dreamed of future fortunes and the things that I could be. So I left my little town, thinking it would hold me down. But my youth was yet to teach me that my feet were for the ground. So I set my sights on a life in the grand city, where the streets of promise drew me in. But those streets of promise played a game I couldn't win. I lived the life, but over time my wishful heart began to find that it's not always easy to leave those you love behind. Those city streets were paved with gold, they went and kept me on my toes. And so it seemed my newfound dreams were treasures to behold. So I set my sights on a life in the grand city, where the streets of promise drew me in. And the brightest lights lit the path of my ambition, but those streets of promise played a game I couldn't win. It took me time to realize that all I ever wanted the Emerald Isle. I packed my bags with lessons learned. I headed home to where I yearned. Thank God above for those I love and blessing me to soil. So I set my sights on a life back home in Ireland. On its streets of promise I'll begin. Now the starry skies light the path of my ambition, and the streets of promise play a game that I can win. So I set my sights on a life back home in Ireland. On its streets of promise I begin. Now the starry skies light the path of my ambition, and the streets of promise play a game that I can win. And the streets of promise play a game that I can win.
I took some time to clear my mind, get myself a change of atmosphere. I had some fun lying in the sun. Daytona's nice this time of year. Saw the lovers hand in hand, building castles in the sand, doing all the things we did back then. But just when I think I'm through loving you, you're back on my mind again. Back on my mind, time after time. I wonder if this heart will ever mend. Or just when I think I'm through loving you, you're back on my mind again. Came out of my shell, really doing well. Find someone who thinks the world